Namaskar. Ladies and gentlemen, the Embassy of India in Washington DC is delighted to welcome all of you to the celebrations of India's 75th Independence Day. I would also like to extend a warm welcome to those who have joined us virtually today. As all of us know, India is entering into the 75th year of independence. To mark this occasion, the country is celebrating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. We begin the program with short video clips on this celebration.
भारत के पास तो गर्व करने के लिए अथाह भंडार है, समृद्ध इतिहास है, चेतनामय सांस्कृतिक विरासत है। इसलिए आजादी के 75 साल का ये अवसर एक अमृत की तरह वर्तमान पीढ़ी को प्राप्त होगा कि आजादी के 75 साल का अवसर कितना ऐतिहासिक है, कितना गौरवशाली है। इस पर्व में शाश्वत भारत की परंपरा भी है, स्वाधीनता संग्राम की परछाई भी है और आजाद भारत के गौरवान्वित करने वाली प्रगति भी है। आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव यानी आजादी की ऊर्जा का अमृत। आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव यानी स्वाधीनता सेनानियों से प्रेरणाओं का अमृत। आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव यानी नए विचारों का अमृत, नए संकल्पों का अमृत। आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव यानी आत्मनिर्भरता का अमृत। और इसलिए ये महोत्सव राष्ट्र के जागरण का महोत्सव है। ये महोत्सव सुराज्य के सपने को पूरा करने का महोत्सव है। ये महोत्सव वैश्विक शांति का, विकास का महोत्सव है। फ्रीडम स्ट्रगल आइडियाज एट 75, achievements at 75, actions at 75 और resolve at 75।
लगभग समय जितना ही प्राचीन, सूर्य जितना ही तेजस्वी और आकाश जितना ही विशाल, हमारे भारत देश का इतिहास। ज्ञान, विज्ञान और समृद्धि से सजा इतिहास। शौर्य, आध्यात्म और कलाकारी से छलकता इतिहास। अंग्रेजी हुकूमत ने देश को बेड़ियां पहनाई। एक हुए सब दीवाने देश के, आजादी की अलख जगाई। लाठी ऐनक वाले ने सत्याग्रह अनोखा छेड़ा। अनगिनत बलिदानों के बाद ये देश विदेशियों ने छोड़ा। लौह पुरुष ने लोहे सा अखंड बनाया भारत। आजादी की नींव पर खड़ी हुई ये भव्य इमारत। तभी आजादी ने कहा, मैं मंजिल नहीं, राह हूं, अभी तो मैं शुरुआत हूं। आधुनिक भारत के शिल्पियों ने दिशा दिखाई। उनके एक एक कदम के साथ देश ने एक छलांग लगाई। सपेरों का देश जिसे कहते थे, वही पहले प्रयास में मंगल तक पहुंचा। मेक इन इंडिया, इन 3 शब्दों ने दुनिया में हमारा नाम किया ऊंचा। आज हर घर में बिजली है, हर हाथ में मोबाइल फोन है, हर जेब में डिजिटल पहचान, हर खाते में डायरेक्ट बेनिफिट, हर रसोई में स्वच्छ ईंधन और हर आवास में इज्जत घर है। स्वच्छता और योग नए भारत के संस्कार हैं। वसुधैव कुटुंबकम, पूरा विश्व हमारा परिवार है। अंग्रेज कहकर गए थे, हमारे जाने के बाद देश तुम्हारा बिखर जाएगा। नहीं सोचा था उन्होंने कि भारत विश्व के सबसे विशाल लोकतंत्र के रूप में निखर जाएगा। आज भारत एक है, अखंड है और सबसे तेजी से आगे बढ़ती अर्थव्यवस्था है।
आत्मनिर्भर भारत, आत्मनिर्भर भारत, आत्मनिर्भर भारत ये एक प्रकार से शब्द नहीं, ये आज 130 करोड़ देशवासियों के लिए मंत्र बन गया है।
आइए मनाते हैं स्वतंत्रता, एकता, विकास और लोकतंत्र के 75 साल। 2022 में भारत अपनी आजादी के 75 साल पूरे करेगा। आइए इस महापर्व की तैयारी में जुट जाते हैं। भारत 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 भारत, आइए बनाते हैं आत्मनिर्भर भारत। आइए मनाते हैं भारत की आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव।
Friends, as announced in the last video, the Indian Council of Cultural Relations has launched a global digital painting and poster making competition. All of you are encouraged to participate in this competition. We will now be proceeding to the flag hoisting ceremony, which will be followed by national anthem. I request all of you to participate in the proceedings, maintaining social distancing and as per public health guidelines. Thank you.
सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उत्कल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे गावे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गावे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
वंदे 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 भारत माता की जय भारत माता की जय भारत माता की जय
I now request the Ambassador of India to the United States, Taranjeet Singh Sandhu, to deliver his remarks.
My greetings and best wishes to you on the occasion of 75th Independence Day of India, the world's largest democracy. It's a historic occasion. Today, we remember those brave men and women whose hard-fought struggles won us freedom. Today, we cherish and uphold the ideals of democracy, pluralism, federalism, and inclusiveness that have laid the foundation of our great nation. Today, we take pride in our journey over the last 75 years and celebrate and value our strides and successes. Today, we rededicate ourselves to transforming the dreams and aspirations of each of 1.3 billion people of our country into reality. As you are aware, Prime Minister Narendra Modi launched Azadi Ka Mahotsav earlier this year. Over the course of 2.5 years, extending up to August 2023, several events would be organized in India and abroad. We look forward to the diaspora enthusiastically joining us in celebrating Amrit Mahotsav while adhering to the health-related protocols. This is also an opportunity to contribute in your own way. Your individual and collective efforts could make a real difference to the lives of people in both countries. Friends, our comprehensive global strategic partnership with the United States remains of key significance in bringing development and prosperity to our peoples as well as to the world at large. Our ties with the United States are on a steady upward trajectory. Prime Minister Modi's telephone calls with President Biden and Vice President Harris, Prime Minister's participation in the high-profile Quad climate change and G7 summits, the recent visits at cabinet and high official levels to both sides all reflect the strength and closeness in our ties. India-US relationship has indeed come a long way. However, given the true potential and the relationship holds, we still have a lot to achieve together. We need to work towards more and more collaborations in key sectors such as healthcare and pharma, digital and IT, education and research, clean energy and climate change, and of course, strategic and defense. Friends, India is a home to one of the world's most ancient surviving civilizations. At the same time, we are also a young and modern nation where half the population is below 25 years of age. We count on young India to unleash the forces of innovation and enterprise. As Prime Minister Narendra Modi said, the course of human history and progress has been shaped by the 4 I's: imagination, inspiration, innovation, and intention. The youth of today have the ability to bring transformational changes through these 4 I's. I am particularly keen on strengthening the partnership in education and knowledge sharing between India and the United States. The future of India-US partnership will depend on how close our children, the youth in both countries remain connected to each other. Friends, the COVID continues to pose challenges to us. We need to remain vigilant. Today's humanity's very survival is linked to how well we support each other. India has extended its helping hand to United States last year. This year, during the surge in India, the United States government, Congress, private sector, and diaspora provided overwhelming support to India. I take this opportunity to thank each one of you for your generous efforts. I am confident that with our collective action, we will come out of this stronger and more resilient. Now I have the distinct pleasure to invite all of you to listen to Honorable Rashtrapati Ji's address on the Independence Day. Thank you. Jai Hind.
My dear fellow citizens, Namaskar. It is a matter of great joy for me to wish all Indians living in India and abroad a very happy Independence Day. This day has a special significance as it marks the beginning of the 75th year of India's independence, for which Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav is being celebrated. My hearty congratulations to you all on this momentous occasion. Independence Day is a festival of freedom for us. This was made possible by generations of freedom fighters, some known, many unknown. They made great sacrifices. Today, you and I breathe under free skies thanks to their heroic deeds. I bow in respect to the pious memory of those brave martyrs. Our nation, like many others, suffered great injustices and tyranny under foreign rule. What distinguishes India, however, is that the character of our nationalist movement led by Mahatma Gandhi was based on the principles of truth and non-violence. He and all other national heroes provided us with an invaluable blueprint to not only liberate the nation from colonial rule, but also to rebuild it. Gandhiji's struggle was for a return to Indian ethos and for human dignity. Now, as we look back to the 75-year journey of our republic, we have reasons to be proud of the considerable distance we have travelled. Gandhiji taught us that slow and steady steps in the right direction are preferable to rapid strides in the wrong direction. The world looks up at the miracle of India, home to the plurality of traditions and yet the biggest and most vibrant democracy. dear fellow citizens, in the recently concluded Tokyo Olympics, our sportspersons have brought laurels to the nation with their stellar performances. India has won the highest number of medals in the 121 years of its participation in the Olympics. Our daughters have achieved world-class excellence in playgrounds, overcoming many adversities. Along with the sports, epoch-making changes are taking place in the participation and success of women in all walks of life. From higher educational institutions to armed forces, from laboratories to playgrounds, our daughters are making their mark. In this success of our daughters, I see a glimpse of a developed India of the future. I urge every parent to learn from the families of such promising daughters and provide opportunities to their daughters also to explore avenues of growth. Like last year, this year too, the scale of Independence Day celebration may have been reduced due to pandemic. Yet, our hearts remain always filled with enthusiasm. The intensity of the pandemic has come down, but the coronavirus has not yet gone away. We are yet to come out of the devastating effects of its recurrence this year. Last year, with exceptional efforts from all, we had succeeded in bringing the spread of infections under control. Our scientists had succeeded in developing vaccines in a very short time. Therefore, at the beginning of this year, there was every reason to be hopeful as we launched the largest vaccination exercise in history. Yet, due to the new variants and other unexpected factors, we suffered from a terrible second wave. I am deeply sad that many lives could not be saved and many more suffered immensely in this phase of an unprecedented crisis. I speak for the whole nation when I say that I share the grief of all the affected families with the same intensity. The science is coping with this invisible enemy of terrible might with remarkable speed. We can take solace from the fact that more lives have been saved than the lives lost. It was our collective determination to overcome the challenge that helped us see the weakening of the second wave. Once again, our corona warriors, the doctors, nurses, and health workers, the administrators, and others risked everything to contain the impact of the second wave. The second wave brought our public health care infrastructure under stress. The reality is that no infrastructure, even of advanced economies, could withstand a crisis of such enormous proportions. Efforts were made on war footing to plug the gaps. The leadership rose to the challenge, and the government's endeavors were supplemented by initiatives of the states, private sector healthcare facilities, the civil society, and others. In this extraordinary mission, foreign nations shared the essentials generously, just as India had reached out to many nations with medicine, equipment, and vaccines. I am grateful to the global fraternity that came forward with a helping hand. Due to these efforts, the nation breathes a sigh of relief with the return of a semblance of normalcy. If we have learned our lessons well, we know that this is the time of extra care and caution. We shall not let our guard down. Vaccines are the best possible protection science offers to us. Under the world's biggest vaccination campaign going on in our country, more than 50 crore fellow citizens have been vaccinated so far. I urge all eligible citizens who are yet to get vaccinated to do so at the earliest and also inspire others. Dear fellow citizens, the economic impact of the pandemic is as disastrous as its health impact. The government has been concerned about the lower middle classes and the poor, as well as about the small and medium industries. It has been sensitive to the needs of the laborers and of employers who have been facing hardships due to the lockdowns and movement restrictions. Sensitive to their needs, the government had taken a series of relief measures last year. This year also, the government had distributed food grains to about 80 crore people in May and June. This benefit has been extended till Diwali. Moreover, the government has announced a new stimulus package worth Rs 6,28,000 crore to boost the selected COVID-affected sectors. In particular, it is heartening to note that an amount of Rs 23,220 crore is being spent over 1 year for expansion of medical facilities. It is heartening to note that rural India, particularly the agriculture sector, has kept growing against all odds. In a recent visit to my ancestral village Paronk in Kanpur Dehat district, I was quite pleased to find that better infrastructure is being developed to make life better for people in rural areas. The psychological distance between the urban and the rural is now much less as compared to the past. After all, India lives in its villages, which cannot be allowed to lag behind in development. That is why special campaigns, including the Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi, are being implemented for the welfare of our farmers. These efforts are consistent with the vision of an Atmanirbhar Bharat, a self-reliant India. With abiding faith in the inherent capacity of the economy, the government has further opened up defense, health, civil aviation, power and other sectors. The government's new initiatives to promote eco-friendly renewable sources of energy, particularly solar power, have won praise around the world. If there is an improvement in the ease of doing business, it has a positive impact on the ease of living for all. In addition to these, a special emphasis is being given to public welfare. For example, the dream of having a home of one's own is being realized, thanks to the Rs 70,000 crore credit-linked subsidy scheme. The series of agricultural marketing reforms will empower our Annadata farmers and help them get better price for their produce. These are some of the measures the government has taken to unleash the potential of every Indian. Dear fellow citizens, a new dawn is rising in Jammu and Kashmir. The government has initiated the process of consultation with all stakeholders who have faith in democracy and the rule of law. I urge the people, especially the youth of Jammu and Kashmir, to utilize this opportunity and work on realizing their aspirations through democratic institutions. With all-round progress, India's stature is rising in the international arena, as it was reflected in our participation in several key multilateral forums as well as in consolidating bilateral relationships with several countries. Dear fellow citizens, when India won independence 75 years ago, many skeptics thought democracy would not survive in India. Little did they know that roots of democracy were nurtured in this soil in ancient times, and even in modern times, India was ahead of many Western nations in offering franchise to all adults, regardless of any distinctions. The founding fathers had reposed their faith in the wisdom of the people, and we, the people of India, have made India a strong democracy. We have adopted the system of parliamentary democracy. Therefore, our parliament is the temple of our democracy, which provides us the highest forum where we discuss, debate, and decide issues for the well-being of our people. It is a matter of great pride for all Indians that our parliament will soon be housed in a new building. It will be a fitting statement of our outlook. It will honor our legacy while also walking in step with the contemporary world. It is more than symbolic that the new building will be inaugurated in the year of the 75th anniversary of independence. The government has planned many initiatives to make this special year memorable, and the most exciting of them all may as well be the Gaganyaan mission. Pilots of the Indian Air Force have been receiving training abroad. When they fly off into space, India will become only the fourth nation on the planet to carry out a manned space mission. When it comes to the flights of our ambitions, we don't let any limitations define us. Yet we keep our feet on the ground. We acknowledge that we still have a long way to go in realizing the dreams of those who won the freedom for us. Our Constitution neatly summarizes those dreams in 4 words: justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. We must strive for more equality in an unequal world, more justice in unjust circumstances. Justice has come to encompass a large range of connotations, including economic and environmental justice. The road ahead is not easy. We will have to negotiate many twists and turns, but we have the benefit of incomparable guidance. It comes to us from diverse sources, from the venerable seers of millennia ago, down to the sages and leaders of more recent times. In the spirit of unity in diversity, we as a nation are following the right course. This vision, derived from the unique Indian heritage, is going to be helpful not only to us but to the whole world in this century. Modern industrial civilization has posed serious challenges before humankind. Climate change has become a reality of life. With seas rising, glaciers melting, and temperatures soaring, India is proud of not only adhering to the Paris Climate Agreement, but doing more than what the country has committed to protect the climate. However, the world desperately needs a course correction. This is why the world is increasingly turning to the wisdom of India, as created by the authors of the Vedas and Upanishads, as depicted in the Ramayana and Mahabharata, as taught by Lord Mahavira, Lord Buddha, and Guru Nanak, and as reflected in the lives of the likes of Mahatma Gandhi. Learning the art of living in tune with nature requires effort, Gandhiji says. But once you establish a relationship with rivers and mountains, birds and animals, nature reveals its secrets to you. Let us resolve to listen to this message of Gandhiji and also to make sacrifices for the sake of the land we live in. The spirit of patriotism and sacrifice was paramount among our freedom fighters. They faced all kinds of challenges without caring for their own interests. I have seen that in the face of corona crisis, lakhs of people have taken enormous risks to protect others with the spirit of selfless service for humanity. I convey my profound appreciation for all such COVID warriors. Many of them succumbed to COVID-19. I pay homage to them. Recently, on the occasion of Kargil Vijay Divas, I wanted to visit the Kargil War Memorial, Dras, in Ladakh, to pay homage to our brave soldiers. But due to bad weather, it was not possible for me to reach that monument. On that day, I paid homage to our brave soldiers at the Dagger War Memorial in Baramulla. That memorial has been built in the memory of all the soldiers who have made the supreme sacrifice in their line of duty. While appreciating the valor and sacrifice of those brave warriors, I noticed that the war memorial has a motto inscribed, Mera har kaam desh ke naam, which means each and every deed of mine is for the nation. All of us should imbibe this motto as a mantra and work with full devotion and dedication for the development of the nation. I would like that all of us come together to take India forward on the path of progress with the spirit of keeping the interest of the nation and society foremost. Dear fellow citizens, I extend my greetings especially to the members of the armed forces who have guarded our freedom valiantly and gladly, making supreme sacrifice when necessary. I also extend my greetings to the members of the Indian diaspora who have represented the motherland well wherever they have made home. I once again congratulate all of you on the eve of India's 75th Independence Day. While celebrating this anniversary, I cannot stop my mind from imagining a powerful, prosperous and peaceful India of 2047 when we will celebrate 100 years of our independence. I wish that all our people come out of the difficulties caused by the COVID pandemic and move ahead on the path of happiness and prosperity. Once again, my best wishes to all of you. Thank you. Jai Hind.
We now move on to the cultural program. First, the Gandharva School of Music will be rendering 2 songs, including one that represents our linguistic diversity.
Thank you.
कुर्बान मेरी जान तुझ पे शान रहे तू कुर्बान मेरी जान तुझ पे शान रहे ಜೋಗದಸಿರಿ ಬೆಳಕಿನಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಗೆಯತೆನೆ ಬಳುಕಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಸಹ್ಯಾದ್ರಿಯ ಲೋಹನದಿಲು ತುಂಗದನಿಲು ನಿತ್ಯ ಹರಿಯ ವರ್ಣವನದ ತೇಗ ಗಂಧ ತರುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಿತ್ಯೋತ್ಸವ ತಾಯಿ ನಿತ್ಯೋತ್ಸವ ನಿನಗೆ ನಿತ್ಯೋತ್ಸವ ತಾಯಿ ನಿತ್ಯೋತ್ಸವ ಜನ್ಮಕಾರಿಣಿ ಭಾರತಂ ಮೇದಿನಿ ಭಾರತಂ ನಮ್ಮಲಾಂ ಜನಕೋಡಿಕಲ್ ಅಮ್ಮಯಾಗಿಯ ಭಾರತಂ ಜನ್ಮಕಾರಿಣಿ ಭಾರತಂ ಮೇದಿನಿ ಭಾರತಂ जोड़ी तोरे दाक्षिणे क्यों ना आशे तबे एकला चलो रे जोड़ी तोरे दाक्षिणे क्यों ना आशे तबे एकला चलो रे तबे एकला चलो एकला चलो एकला चलो एकला चलो रे जोड़ी तोरे दाक्षिणे क्यों ना आशे तबे एकला चलो रे माती रे मोरो माती माती के शुमीरो ए मातीते जीवन छवि आगे आगे बसिलो ए माती रे मोरो माती जयोस्तुते श्री महामंगले शिवास्पदे शुभदे स्वतंत्रते भगवती त्वामहं यशोयुता वन्दे यशोयुता वन्दे हे रावण सरी को राजियो होवे पर्वत मेरु समान रावण सरी को राजियो होवे पर्वत मेरु समान अल्लाह जी तारा हाथ बखानो के पट्टी तारा पगड़ी बखानो अल्लाह जी तारा हाथ बखानो के पट्टी तारा पगड़ी बखानो अंबर हेठा धरती बसदी बेटे हरुद हसदियो गिरना सोना देश है मेरा देश है मेरा देश है मेरा गिरना सोना देश है मेरा देश है मेरा देश है मेरा धरती सुनहरी अंबर नीला धरती सुनहरी अंबर नीला हर मौसम रंगीला ऐसा देश है मेरा ऐसा देश है मेरा ऐसा देश है मेरा ऐसा देश है मेरा
Thank you, Gandharva School of Music. Now we will be joined by Natyabhumi School of Dance for dance performances.
Namaste. My name is Deepthi Mukund Nabile, and I'm the Artistic Director of the Natyabhumi School of Dance in Potomac, Maryland. We begin our presentation with Jaya Jaya Mataram, Mother, I Bow to Thee. This is a traditional national song in a new format. This version of the song was produced in 1997 when India celebrated its 50th year of independence. In India, Mother is considered an embodiment of God or creation. Vande Mataram is one such song which describes the motherland. Dancers are Neha Murali, Ashmita Pain, Maitri Verma, Sanmi Nayak, Tulsi Raghunandan, Aishwarya Ponraj, and Mayuri Raghunandan. Thank you.
शुभ्र
Natyabhumi girls will conclude with a delightful, fast-paced piece with complex rhythmic patterns composed by Lavanya Anand in Raga Brindavani and Aditala, which will be followed by a quick Mangalam composed by Pandit Ravi Shankar and produced by George Harrison. This Mangalam seeks tranquility on earth, in water, fire, wind, the sky and the sun, the moon, planets, and in all living beings, mind, body, and soul. Dancers are Neha Murli, Ashmita Pen, Maitri Verma, Sanvi Nayak, and Tulsi Raghunandan. Thank you.
ततां तकिटदी जम तक जनु ततां तकिटदी तकिट तकदिमि जनु तकिट तक जनु तजनु दिमि तकिट तकतां तदीं ततों तदिगिणतों जम तक जनु ततां तकिटदी तकिट तकदिमि जनु तकिट तक जनु तजनु दिमि तकिट तकतां तां तदीं दीं ततों तदिगिणतों जम तक जनु ततां तकिटदी तकिट तकदिमि जनु तकिट तक जनु तजनु दिमि तकिट तकतां तां तदीं दीं ततों तदिगिणतों जम तक जनु ततां तकिटदी
Thank you, Natyabhumi School of Dance. I would also like to mention Ms. Nirmal Bajekal from the Gandharva School of Music, the percussionist Anirban Mahanti, and singers Ashni Shetty, Argya Shetty, Prakhar Mathur, Priyanka Mathur, and Radhika Srivastava. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of this program. On behalf of the Embassy of India, I would like to thank each of you for joining the celebrations of India's 75th Independence Day. Thank you.